What's going on, everyone? Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, two-time NBA champion, and this is a guy that just came off of an NBA championship with the Denver Nuggets, and then obviously was a part of that 2020 team that ended up winning the chip. He's a guy that is your prototypical 3-and-D style guy, still relatively young. He's only 30 years old, which is really nice, 6'5" in size, and just got some quality, just role player, rotation guy that wasn't always like this, though, right? He really kind of blossomed with the Lakers once he got to the Lakers, right? Before the Lakers, he was a guy that had some stability, right, in Detroit. He was solid, but he really kind of blossomed into that player that we know now with the Lakers. Now, a lot of that had to do with his age. By the time he came to the Lakers, he was 24, ended up staying with the Lakers into the year that he won, in which he was 26. And in that year, he gave the Lakers 69 games, started 26 of them. He also played about 26 minutes, averaged 9 points, and was one of their best three-point shooters, shooting 38.5%. The following year, he actually upped his shooting percentage with the Lakers at 41% on 4.5 attempts as opposed to 3.5 the previous year. And then Washington, once again, he did the same thing. And you saw in Denver, he did the same thing. Every year, this guy just continued to get better and better from three-point range, better and better from the defensive side. And he's one of the players that many in Lakers Nation regret having to get traded, right? He actually could have vetoed that trade if he wanted to, but decided to allow it to happen, and the Lakers ended up getting Russell Westbrook, and we all know how that story went, and Pope was able to go get another NBA championship. But why am I bringing up Kentavious Caldwell-Pope? What is the point? Why am I rubbing salt on a wound for a guy that just beat the Lakers and got his revenge? Well, it's because the Lakers just got their new Kentavious Caldwell-Pope in Dmoi Hodge. This guy is just really impressive. He is, in every sense of the term, basically Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. I mean, even he himself has mentioned and talked that he patterned his game after KCP. They are similar in size, similar in length. He's a guy that has shown, granted, hasn't been in NBA minutes yet, but he's a guy that has shown the potential of being a quality rotation guy, as Kentavious Caldwell-Pope was. This is a guy that I don't really expect to come in and immediately day one be a starter, right? I don't expect anything like that. I don't think he's coming in tomorrow and going to be the new starting shooting guard and they're going to move Reeves to the point or anything like that. But I do think he's a guy that could potentially be on the roster as the 15th man after this summer league and the performance that he has shown. Now, granted, the Lakers definitely need a center, and there is an argument for calling Castleton, but the Lakers are trying to sign a center right now, and my guess is that they end up bringing in whoever, Christian Wood. There's talks about Bismack Biyombo, whomever, right? Even if it's just some other veteran guy or some other upside player, then I could see them bringing him in. And at that point, it's like, well, what else do we need? Another 3-and-D shooter sounds pretty good, especially at the shooting guard position, because you can make an argument outside of the center position. The shooting guard position is the one that is, I guess, has the least amount of depth. I don't think it's something that's like detrimental, right? Because you can move D'Lo over to the shooting guard as in the backup role if you need him to. You also have Taurean Prince who can move over. Max Christie has really been balling out in Summer League. But I do think that it's not unlikely to come bring in Hodge, allow him to kind of develop and grow, maybe get some minutes. I don't think he's going to do anything that could be detrimental, right? I think he's a guy that can come in. He's going to work hard. He's going to play hard in any sparing minutes. I don't expect him to get 30 plus minutes a game or anything crazy like that. But, could you give him sparing minutes here and there, 10 minutes a game? When Austin Reeves misses a game or, say D'Lo, right? D'Lo has a night off or something like that. And you can move Hodges up and have him, maybe play 10 minutes that night. I'm not saying he has to play every night and has to play regularly, but this is a guy that I really do believe could be a real rotation piece in the foreseeable future. Look, a lot of the guys that the Lakers re-signed or brought in this year, not re-signed, but brought in this year, are on 1-year deals, or they have like player options and stuff. So we could end up having a nearly new roster next year. And that might be the year where you see Max Christie maybe be moved up into like the starting role. Or you could see Hodge maybe be in that backup role, right? And the Lakers kind of make that movement into the more youth. Like, hey, we got our young guys. Christie's in year 3. Hodge is in year 2. You got Reeves, who's, on the second of his new contract. Same thing with Rui, stuff like that, right? I could see him getting that. I don't think he's going to get a ton this season, but look, this is a guy who he's been shooting super efficiently, super effectively. He did it in college too, so this isn't an anomaly. Like, he shot 40% from 3 in college on a good amount of attempts. And even like last night, for example, against the Boston Celtics, he was one of the real standouts. He had 22 points. He was 8 of 16 from the field, so shot 50%, and 6 of 13 from 3. What is that, like 45%, 47%, something like that, top of my head? And he still does other things, right? This is a guy that can still rebound. He has good instincts for the ball. He can, swing the ball around. He also is really good defensively. He gets after it. He works hard. He plays hard. A lot of that is just he's a rookie on a two-way that's trying to make the team. But I really do think that he's a guy that if the Lakers brought in and added him to the roster, whether it's this year or maybe it's next year, whatever, but I could see him being a guy that sooner or later is going to make his way to the Lakers roster, and I do believe has a lot of potential to really stick and be a rotation guy and be somebody that I really think is KCP-like. Now, he's also older, right? So that helps. Lakers do like those older guys too. He's not 19, he's 24, although I will say if he was playing the way he's been playing at 19, watch out. But he's 24 years old, so not that he's like a finished product by any means or anything like that, but we kind of have an idea of what he is, right? He's a two-way 3-and-D player that could, in a pinch, be a starter and is not going to mess up the flow of your offense or not going to mess up what you got going on that night. But more than likely, he would be a guy that'd come off the bench and get the backup shooting guard role, especially with the Lakers roster, right? Like, even if the Lakers do move off of D'Angelo Russell, Reeves is very likely going to be the starting 2 for the foreseeable future. And then you also have Max Christie, although at 6'6", maybe he moves into the small forward role. That could be a possibility, especially if he grows another inch or two, right? I mean, he's still growing, so it's not out of the possibility that he could grow another inch or two. But regardless, I think more than likely he's a guy that's going to be in that backup role. He'll be a guy that comes in and plays 20 minutes a game, 15 minutes a game on quality minutes. And because of his age, being 24, he's more, you can tell when he's out there, he's more polished, he's more confident. He has a better feel and understanding of the game. He's not trying to do too much when he's out there, right? You see that a lot with guys. Even Max Christie last year. One of the big things that I was talking about with him, you can even go back and look at the videos, is I was like, look, Max Christie is showing potential greatness, right? Like, this dude has the potential to be a 3-level scorer, and he already has NBA level defense, but he's trying too hard, right? He's a guy that's already on the roster that needs to just take a step back and just let the game come to him and let the game play. And you're seeing that from him this year, right? You're seeing him the dude's the best player out there every night. I mean, he's ridiculous, or he has been ridiculous. And, I think that you see that with Schifino at times, right? You've seen that with like Fudge, like guys like that. But somebody like Fudge, they're trying to get a two-way spot. Or they're trying to make the roster, right? Where a guy like Hodge, he's already has the two-way. He doesn't have to go out and do anything crazy, right? Just go out and play your game. You play your game, you have an understanding, and I think that that's what comes with his age, right? You might think, 24 years old, man, he's a rookie. That's rough, especially for an age. But no, I mean, he's the kind of rookie the Lakers need. A guy that is refined, a guy that is more polished, a guy that has more maturity, guy that has a better feel and understanding for the game because he's been playing longer. He was a guy that that was really good in college, so he wasn't like this bum that sat at the end of the bench. No, he's a guy that was really good in college, and it's translating to the G League. Now, does that mean that that'll translate to the NBA? Time will tell. But I really like what we're seeing from him. He's not doing anything that I don't think can translate to the NBA roster, right? If anything, it'll be easier for him because he'll have a LeBron James and Anthony Davis, D'Angelo Russell and Austin Reeves, or Rui Hachimura, all these guys that are able to generate and distract the defender to be able to kick it out to him to where, give him the green light. Hey, you catch the ball, shoot that thing. Don't think about it. Don't worry about it. You're a 40% three-point shooter. Shoot that ball, right? Like, you have it. If you can get it off, get it off. Don't just be taking crazy reckless shots, but if you feel like, hey, I have the room, I have the space to let this thing fly, let that thing fly, right? And I think if he is given that green light, which to him would give him the confidence of the coach and the players and the organization that, like, hey, look, that's why we're bringing you on. I really think that he could be our KCP 2.0. And again, the Lakers really made KCP the guy that he is today, right? Through the development, through the understanding, the culture, being a part of that 2020 team, right? Like, again, he was a guy that, he was putting up 12 to 15 points a game, but he wasn't the confident, well-polished, almost elite is the wrong word because it's not elite. Now, I don't like throwing out elite too heavily, but you get my point. Like, he became a legit starting level shooting guard, 3-and-D style on a championship contender because of the Lakers. And I think the Lakers can mold Hodge into that same thing. Give Hodge a year or two, and I really think that he's a guy that we could be seeing him get real quality minutes on this Lakers roster, and I'm all for it. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. What do you think of Hodge? Do you love him? Do you not? Are you somewhere in between? Do you think he has a lot of potential? However you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. Let me